Rose here. I scared you. What happened? What happened? Does it like automatically load or what happens? I don't know. All right, guys. So we're back for another round, and really, it just loads up by itself. That's pretty weird. I'm back at the farm. I got about an hour or two before I got to go pick up my daughter. I do really appreciate you guys supporting me and this farm, and so does Art at Kona. I mean, we all got little children, and Hawaii is expensive, so we do appreciate you guys a lot. And I'm only selling coffee right now. I got some I got some more giveaways to do, and if you guys are just joining me, my name is Ed. I'm coming to you live from Rooster Farms on the Big Island of Hawaii, where we have an active volcano here. This volcano is constantly replenishing the soil with micronutrients, so the beans here actually grow bigger than beans from anywhere else in the world. And she ran out of coffee. That's funny. You need that coffee when you're doing work like that. It's not easy. So this coffee is all grown on the Big Island of Hawaii, where we have an active volcano. Kona coffee is considered some of the world's best coffee, and even our Hawaiian coffee is just a grade of Kona coffee. So it's going to have the same flavor profile as the Kona coffee. If you guys have never tried this coffee before, it's going to be sweeter and smoother than coffee from anywhere else in the world without any acid. Won't give you acid reflux or indigestion. Will not give you sour stomach. The toastiest flavor would be our dark Hawaiian right now, or we have an extra dark from time to time, but I don't have it right now. But so I get the dark Hawaiian, the dark extra fancy, very very toasty. Um, Let me just load my store. I didn't even load my store up yet. All right, so let's see. Oh, the dark peaberry actually. That's the most expensive one, and the dark Hawaiian is the best value. Both of those are very very toasty. You know, still like a toasted caramel, so not quite as toasty as some of the darkest Starbucks, which almost tastes like a pretzel, right? But this is like a toasted caramel, very sweet and smooth. Let me just load up my store real quick. And all this coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. I will give you 100% of your money back. And the reason why our coffee doesn't give you any acid reflux or indigestion is actually because of how we pick the coffee. Most of the world's coffee is picked with the machine, whereas our coffee is picked by hand. And that's really what it comes down to. And when you pick coffee by hand, all of the coffee is ripe, and coffee is like any other fruit that grows on a tree. It's you pick it too early, no matter how great your climate was, it's going to come out sour and bitter. Whereas if you pick the coffee at just the right time, it's going to come out sweet and smooth with almost no bitterness and no sourness to it. Just like if you eat a strawberry that's still hard, and even though it's a little bit red, it's still got the white on it. That strawberry is going to hurt your stomach after just a few strawberries. And that's the case with the coffee you guys are used to drinking. Is that a lot of that coffee is picked by people who are getting paid 10 cents in a pound of your roasted coffee, $1 per 100 pounds, or $1 per 10,000 coffee fruits. So if you're getting paid like that, I appreciate that, Serene. Hopefully everything came out good. The only problem with this coffee right now is our fulfillment. Sometimes some of the coffee sometimes some of your orders, you're going to see something circled, and it means, so you got to let me know. If you're missing something, let me know, and I'm going to make sure, because right now my packers, I got to figure it out. But I haven't been able to fully figure out what's going on. Little Wayne, Little Wayne, right? I hope Little Wayne drinks our coffee. Get the rappers drinking this coffee. Yeah, because because they got the money. They got the money to drink this coffee. Sorry, I didn't mean to. We do have the pea berry too. You want the pea berry dark? Those are in 8 ounce bags. So the pea berry coffee is, Kona coffee is 0.01% of the world's coffee, and the pea berry coffee is about 1% of that 0.01%. This is 0.001% of the world's coffee. This pea berry is denser and more complex in its flavor. Still coming off the same trees, but it is denser and more complex in its flavor, and it will be smoother and richer than your other coffee. Patrius, how you doing? And this is our higher grade pea berry. So appreciate you guys supporting our farm. And so we have the three roasts, right? We have the light, medium, and the dark. We also sometimes have an extra dark, but we don't have that right now. We don't have to roast our dark as coffee coming from other places because we don't have the sourness or the bitterness to overcome, and we don't have the mold. We keep our coffee in the parchment form until we're ready to roast it. And that's another reason why this coffee is so fresh and so much fresher. All the coffee I'm trying to sell you guys today was roasted on Friday and Saturday. So also extremely fresh for that reason, whereas a lot of coffee you guys are buying in the stores has been sitting around for up to 18 months. My favorite tasting coffee is the medium extra fancy, which I don't have right now. Medium pea berry is comparable, even more buttery. And then my favorite coffee right now to drink is the white coffee because it just gives me such a buzz that I can't get enough of it. Although I've kind of threw myself over the top already in some ways, so maybe I need to cut back on the white coffee. So the white coffee gives you a huge buzz, but I do like, all these coffees are really close to each other. The favorite best value is the Hawaiian Dark. So if any of you guys want a 12-ounce bag of the Hawaiian Dark, here's another one of those. This dark roast tastes like a toasted caramel. So the dark roasted coffee is like a toasted caramel with a little bit of dark chocolate. It's even less bitter than dark chocolate, ironically. So this coffee is so sweet that you don't have to add cream or sugar to it. A lot of times you buy some fancy coffee and people say, "Oh, the flavor profile is this and that. It's got cherries and onions and I don't know what they said, berries and chocolate." And then when you drink the coffee, it's just too sour to drink. This is our dark roast that you guys are bidding on right now. If you guys want some 2-ounce samplers, I'll do some of those as well. Whereas our coffee is not sour, not bitter because of how ripe we picked the coffee, and it's guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. Yeah, these are some nice beans, and this is the Hawaiian coffee here. So even these beans are far better than a lot of beans you guys are buying in the stores. Our beans, the dark roast beans, look the best because they expand the most. And the difference between our Hawaiian and our Kona, and Hawaiian coffee has some pea berry in there too. This is a pea berry here, so it's just not all 100% pea berry. So the reason why our coffee is better and so much sweeter, the beans are bigger because of how we picked the coffee. We picked all the I'm sorry, the beans are bigger because of our climate. So we have an active volcano here, and this volcano is constantly replenishing the soil, uh, adding micronutrients into the soil. So the beans actually grow larger as a result of that. But a larger bean isn't necessarily going to mean a better cup of coffee. If you pick your coffee unripe, the coffee's going to come out sour and bitter no matter how large you got that fruit to grow. And that's actually why most of the world's coffee is so sour and bitter, because most of the world's coffee was picked with a machine or picked by essentially slave labor that was paid $1 per 100 pounds of coffee, which is equivalent to $1 per 10,000 coffee fruits. If you guys are getting paid $1 per 10,000 coffee fruits, are you going to be paying attention to the color of the coffee you're picking? Probably not. You're making $1 or $2 a day, and you're probably just trying to get through the day, trying to get as much coffee as you can possibly get. Whereas our coffee, we're paying our pickers $1 per 1 pound that they pick, and so we demand that people pick only the deep reds, the purples, and the browns. So we're letting the coffee ripen on the tree for 4 to 6 weeks longer than coffee from any other places in the world, and that time, in the sun, soaking up the sunlight, soaking up the sugars, converting the acidity into more sugar converting the bitterness into fragrance. And so this coffee is just pure, pure coffee. You get all the notes of the coffee without getting the bitterness, without getting the sourness, without giving you acid reflux. Big difference in the flavor of the coffee compared to what you guys are used to getting. So biggest thing about this coffee though is it won't give you acid reflux. So if you guys are thinking about giving coffee up because every time you drink a cup of coffee your stomach hurts, or you get the shits, or you get acid reflux, you get the gnawing feeling in your stomach, or you get the jitters, this coffee won't do that because of how ripe it is. Not going to give you acid reflux because our coffee is so low in acidity. Most low acid coffees are low acid because they've been roasted extremely dark, and that dark roasts the acidity away. But the acidity becomes bitterness. Whereas most light roasts are sour because the coffee was picked unripe. And when you pick coffee unripe, it's going to be sour just like any other fruit. All the acids are in there. All of the um, all the acids haven't been reacted away, by the enzymes. But you just like when you let a banana turn brown, and there are also tannins in there. That's another thing that messes with your digestion, right? That bitter compound in bananas. When you eat an unripe banana, your mouth is going to taste weird. It's going to stick your throat. It sticks to your throat, and then your stomach hurts. And that's what's going on with your coffee. Most people don't think of coffee as a fruit, but it is a fruit that grows on trees. And so we can actually roast our coffee far lighter than coffee from most of the world, right? So we can roast our coffee very, very light and it's still not going to be acidic. And here's a bag of the light roast. Our light roasted coffee is only roasted at 400 degrees. I don't have any medium roast right now, but our light roast coffee is also very sweet, not acidic at all, but almost feels nutty, has a little touch of nuttiness in it, and then almost like a Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup. Really, really sweet coffee. Let's do an auction on these. So if you guys want a bag of the light, this one, the light roast, you really taste the specialty aspect of the coffee. It tastes like a chocolate covered raisin, almost like a Reese's Pieces raisinette, but it's a little bit almost like a tea. It kind of leaves your mouth tasting fresh. So I'll do a $1 start. This is a 12-ounce bag, and people selling this coffee in Hawaii are charging you 35 bucks for 8 ounces. So this is a 12-ounce bag for 35, which is our retail on our website. And this light roast was also just roasted on Friday afternoon and Saturday morning. So freshest coffee that we have is this Hawaiian. This Hawaiian light is probably also the sweetest of our light roasts. Most, even our extra fancy light, our peaberry light has a little bit more brightness to it. Some people like that, but if you don't, this light roast almost has no sourness at all. Most light roasts are too sour to drink, right? A lot of you guys probably have a light roast before and you notice it almost tastes like a lemon juice, and they call that, citrus and tangerines, but actually it's just acidity and it's too sour to drink. Whereas our Hawaiian coffee barely has any acidity at all. So you really get the buzz of a light roast. You get to taste the specialty flavors in the light roast, right? With good coffee, you're supposed to roast it light so you can taste the fruitiness. Our light roast, you can taste that fruitiness, but it kind of comes through as a fruitiness that tastes almost like a whiskey cask, that kind of fruitiness, almost like just this molasses, brown sugar, maple syrup type, very, very sweet. And that sweetness really comes through in the light roast. Whereas most of your light roasts are just too sour to drink. Let's do a 30-second sudden death, another bag here. 30-second sudden death, and if we get it past 20, I will run a 20-second sudden death. 15-second, we'll play this game, but if it's below 20, then this will be the last bag that I run on the light Hawaiian. And this light Hawaiian was roasted on Friday evening, Saturday morning. Katura is not pea berry shaped. It's the same shape as our Hawaiian, same shape as your regular coffee. And I'm completely out of Katura. I might have like one or two bags left, but as of now, I'm completely out. And that was my only bag of our Hawaiian. Couldn't get it past 20, so we're gonna move on to the next item. Katura, I might have more of that in September, maybe October, but right now I have like one or two bags. I got to make sure I have them before I list them, but I only have a few bags left, and I'm not selling it until I know exactly how many I have left. So that's our light Hawaiian coffee, not Katura. I hopefully it didn't say Katura. If you guys want to buy it on flash sale, how about I run this on flash sale for a second? So, um, let me see if I can do this. What does featuring in a show do? What does featuring a product do? Hmm. Anyway, let me see if I can get this on flash sale here. Doesn't look like I can. Oh, here we go. All right. So if you guys want to get, I'm not gonna run them at auction because we only got 14 for them, and these are even the Hawaiian coffee is pretty pricey for me. So if you do want it, it's on flash sale for 22.75. There, I got 20 of them, and this coffee was just roasted on Friday night, and Saturday morning. The light coffee, you do want to let it rest for up to 2 weeks. So in some ways, you're gonna notice this coffee gets sweeter as it sits on your counter. So you don't have to throw this in the freezer right away if you don't want to. You actually have 2 to 4 weeks to let that coffee get even sweeter. This is our light Hawaiian, roasted on Saturday. It's on a 5 minute flash sale here. I got about 20 of them. So if you want them, grab them. I can't run them at the auctions because I do need them to be well above 20 bucks. The light coffee will give you a buzz. It'll give you a buzz that's maybe 2 or 3 times stronger than your dark coffee. It even makes your coffee taste like what's it called? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So, light coffee is very, very strong. Though twice as strong as the Kona, or twice as strong as the dark roast. Makes your appetite actually stimulates your appetite. Makes you feel like you ate spinach, which is pretty ironic. So, really, really good coffee. This coffee is considered a specialty coffee. It does score above. It's single origin, never sprayed with any chemical pesticides. We're only using naturally occurring soil funguses and soil bacteria, so it won't give you the jitters. A lot of times you drink coffee, you're gonna notice that the lines start vibrating. I don't know if you guys get that. That's probably due to pesticides. The jitters, the caffeine crash, the anxiety, all that has something to do with the pesticides and the fact that a lot of the coffee you guys are drinking is unripe coffee. That your coffee is unripe, and that's what's giving you acid reflux and ingestion because of how most of the world's coffee is picked. It's either picked with a machine. When you pick coffee with the machine, something like 20% of the beans are unripe, and all of that unripe coffee gets into your coffee cup. I think it's like, I think about 20, there's like 20 beans in a cup of coffee or more, and if even one of those beans are unripe, just like if you made a banana bread with 20 bananas, if even one of those bananas were green, you're gonna taste it. If one of those beans are rotten, and there is a lot of rotten coffee too, you're gonna taste it because once you've pulled coffee off the tree, you can't. It's hard to tell the difference between good coffee and bad coffee. Very, very hard. Once you pulled this coffee, but we pick all of our coffee by hand, and we're paying people about 100 times more than they get paid in a hand picking region like Honduras. So we're paying people $1 to 150 per pound of coffee, whereas in a place like Honduras, they're getting paid 10 cents. I'm sorry, $1 per 100 pounds of coffee, or 10 cents in a pound of finished roasted coffee. So the amount of time people spend picking this coffee is a lot more per acre. We probably only produce 25% of the coffee that people produce on other acres. It's really the labor that limits our production. So there have been big companies that have come out, like big hedge funds come out. They look at the price of our coffee, they look at all the land here, and the land's pretty cheap, and they say, why isn't everyone just growing coffee? But once you move to Hawaii, you run into the difficulties of doing business here. There's a lot of the land has a lot of permitting issues. There's ancient Hawaiian artifacts, so you can't just plow the land over. Then if you plant the coffee and you get all the coffee in the ground, if you can't get people to pick the coffee, thanks Matt, I appreciate your support. If you can't get people to pick the coffee at the perfect time, If you can't gather the people together in that 1 week window in every month where the coffee is ripe and ready to fall off, it's going to fall off the trees. If you try to pick the coffee before that, your coffee is going to be sour and bitter, and no one wants to buy it because it doesn't taste like Kona coffee. Kona coffee is supposed to be sweet, almost like a dessert coffee. It's supposed to be smooth like molasses, just loaded with sugar without any sourness and without any bitterness. And our climate makes it so when the coffee is fully mature, it's not sour and it's not bitter. But if you pick a coffee too early, it's still going to be sour and bitter. And that's the problem with a lot of your coffees in the world. So 19 seconds left on this flash, so I'll move on to the next item. We'll talk about the white coffee and white coffee trigonylene. I believe this video talked about trigonylene. Like the video, no, it didn't. That was my previous. So trigonylene is, um, do I look like that guy on my picture? Trigonylene, I'm sorry, guys. Trigonylene is another alkaloid in coffee. So coffee has two alkaloids in it. It's got something called methylamine. I mean, it's got something called trigonylene. It's got caffeine. We all know about caffeine, but we don't. Most of us don't know about trigonylene. So when you roast trigonylene to a higher temperature, most of it just evaporates. It caramelizes and becomes part of the flavor of your typical coffees. But when you roast your coffee light and white, white is before it first cracks, so it's before the coffee even is really cooked. All the trigonylene is still intact. And trigonylene is so powerful that people are actually extracting it as a supplement. But 1 to 3% of coffee is trigonylene. And so you're getting this, basically this health compound. It's what's giving you the buzz in coffee, so that your white coffee and your light coffee is going to give you way more of a buzz than your dark roast. And so if you need a hard start to your morning, if you have a bad attitude, if you wake up unhappy, this coffee will make you way. This coffee will make it will make your day. I kind of promised myself I need to be selling my own coffee. So I'm hiring people to pack the coffee, but if I'm not the one coming on here, I just don't think it's the same. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe one day we start selling the spaceships. Yeah, I was telling you guys about, no, let's not do let's not go there. So the white coffee is gonna give you a strong buzz. It's gonna give you a body high. It's So all the health benefits of coffee actually comes from the compounds in the white coffee. You gotta look them up yourself because I don't want to talk about it. Other people are swearing by it. So if you guys in the chat have tried the white coffee, you're allowed to share your experience, but I'm not allowed to tell you. So definitely, but for the flavor and the buzz, 10 times stronger. It's like drinking 10 cups of coffee. You can use just a little bit of this white coffee and add it to your coffee to give yourself an energy boost. It's almost like it's very much like a energy drink, but it's healthy. It's like a superfood energy drink. That's what the AI said. Here's a the ingredient that makes you happy is called trigonylene. And here's a sudden death on the white guys, 12-ounce bag. So it's at a $1 start. No counterbid time. It's called trigonylene, and when you roast trigonylene to 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine, which is the meth part of methamphetamine, and that's what's making you happy. That is a highly volatile compound, and so most of it is gone by the time you get to a dark roast. But it's something like 1% of it. 1% of the white coffee is trigonylene. I'm gonna run another one as long as we get it. We're gonna play this game where if we get it above 20 bucks, I'll run another one. If we don't, then that'll be the last one. One of you gets a deal. This is 20 seconds sudden death now, guys, for a 12-ounce bag of the white coffee, which is just an energy drink. It's 10 times stronger than your dark roast. It's like drinking 10 cups of coffee, but you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your body. Like, sometimes when you drink 10 cups of coffee, you start tingling, your body starts tingling, everything feels great, and you're talkative and you're just flying, and then 2 hours, 3 hours pass, and then suddenly you're like, oh, what just happened? You're not imagining that. That's not the caffeine. That's actually the trigonylene and the methylamine that the trigonylene becomes. Trigonylene is actually vitamin B, is not, methylated vitamin B3. It was just a guy the AI made up. I'm using this AI thing to make videos, and I thought it was funny. So that's me. That's me. That's the real me. That's the real me on the inside. I'm Taylor Swift, Lil Wayne, and that guy on that picture. That's me. I'm letting you guys meet the real me. And this is just the mask. Another 20-second sudden death on this white roast, guys. Sorry about that. I'll go down to 15-second sudden death if we get this above 20. And so this white coffee is healthy. Look up the health benefits of trigonelline. There's a lot of them. And when you drink this coffee, you will know, you will feel it right away within 5 minutes. But you got to grind it into like a powder. You can make it the way you normally make your coffee. You might want to might want to steep it for a little longer. It doesn't taste like coffee. It tastes like it tastes like a roasted corn tea with a little bit of maple syrup and peanut butter. Kind of weird. All right, we're gonna do 15-second sudden death, guys, on this bag of white coffee. This is a full 12-ounce bag. I like to be. I'm pretty funny. Espresso, you can make it, but just grind it very, very fine. Grind it into a powder, and you can mix it with your dark coffees, and it'll give you that flying buzz. If you don't like the flavor, some people love the flavor of it. Hey, Margaret, how you doing? Some people love the flavor, so but it's more like a tea, and it's only roasted to 350 degrees. It's a full 100 degrees lighter than your typical dark coffees. I'm gonna run another one for a 10-second sudden death, guys. 10-second sudden death. Here we go. 10-second sudden death on this. Some one person's gonna get a deal on it. So get ready. Get ready to swipe. 5, 4, 3, 2, swipe. 10-second sudden death. We'll go all the way down to 3-second sudden deaths if we get it above. And this is loaded with vitamin B3. It's gonna make your muscles feel good. You guys have it's a substance. It's not a hard drug, but it's like in the same range as how marijuana affects you. So it's definitely should come with a little bit of a warning. When I started roasting this coffee, my buddies were like, "Are we even allowed to sell coffee like this?" Well, I looked into it, and we are. But definitely drink at your own risk. And it doesn't help you in any way. I'm not selling this as a supplement. We're gonna do a 7-second sudden death, guys. Are you guys ready? 7-second sudden death. 5, 4, 3, 2. Swipe. Who's gonna get the cheap bag? And this is a full 12-ounce bag, just um, roasted on Saturday. So, and this is the healthy coffee. It's it tastes it's still raw. You can tell it's a vegetable. And people who drink coffee live longer. People who drink this coffee probably will definitely live longer. All right, last we got 5-second sudden death, guys. This is getting crazy. 5-second sudden death. I love this game. It gives me a little bit of a rush, but not as much of a rush as the white coffee. Honestly, this white coffee, when I started drinking it, I um I started streaming for twice as long. Um, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. I lost my TikTok account. I lost e-commerce privileges on that. I got suspended on my LinkedIn. So it's going to make you have a little bit too much fun. You got to be careful. You got to remember, though, like if you go to work and you're on the white coffee, remember where you are. You're in work. It does make you feel a little bit drunk. 5-second sudden death. Ready, set, swipe. 5-second sudden death here. And this is a 12-ounce bag. Will give you a really strong buzz. Kev Cha, welcome back. I hope we didn't arouse. We probably did have some negative memories from our last conversation, but thanks for coming back. 3-second sudden death, guys. We're gonna do a 3-second sudden death. This is, and then if we get this above 20, I'm gonna do a 2-second sudden death. So here we go. 3-second sudden death. 3, 2, 1. Swipe. 3-second sudden death, guys. $3. You got the bag, Dynamix. You won. See, someone always wins. Someone wins in this game. So Dynamix, you got that. You got the win on this one. It's just too fast. Too fast for everyone else. When I was in fourth grade, they used to call me Fast Eddie. There was this Italian teacher, Sal. He called me Fast Eddie. he I felt bullied by him. I think I remember every time I went to school that year, I wanted to cry. He just called me Fast Eddie, and he gave me a B. He gave me a B, and I was so upset. Like my parents so mad at me that I got a B. I was Fast Eddie to him, and like Fast Eddie, what are you up to now? Like you finished your test already, Fast Eddie? So I was Fast Eddie. I had Fast Eddie and Mrs. Ernst. That fourth grade was tough for me. You know, the rest of the time in school I was good. Everyone loved me. All the teachers loved me. But for some reason in fourth grade, I had Sal and Mrs. Ernst, and I was Fast Eddie and Mrs. Ernst. And she's like, your work is shit. Your bags are unlabeled. Your handwriting sucks. That's what Mrs. Ernst said to me. Fast Eddie, you fill your bags too fast. They're overweight, and your labeling sucks. Your handwriting sucks. You don't have labels. It's rough. I had a tough time in fourth grade, guys. Tough time. All right, what are we doing next? So that's my white Hawaiian. Congratulations to Dynamix, $3 bag there. That's how we play that game. So next time we play, make sure you join. That's my sudden death swipe. All right, what are we doing next? Mm, I got some pre-bid, so I'm just gonna run this pre-bid. Looks like you guys already decided to bid on this last bag of the light. So we got $21. Oh, no, item doesn't exist. No pre-bids there. Doesn't exist. All right, what was next, guys? So we did all of our Hawaiian coffees. Let's do some pea berries because I only the pea berry was also roasted on Friday afternoon, and the pea berry coffee we have it in a light, medium, and a dark. We don't have it in white. The dark pea berry is going to be the richest pea berry you guys will probably, or the richest dark roast you guys will probably encounter. The pea berry is richer because the bean is denser, and with a denser bean, it retains the oils at the center of the bean. Per unit volume of the pea berry, there is way more. It's denser. So if you use a scooper to make your coffee, you're gonna end up using twice as much as you normally use because the the grains on the pea berry are just that much denser. So you need to weigh the pea berry. You need to weigh your grounds. You gotta do it by weight rather than by volume. And even so, the pea berry beans are um, more complex in its flavor, much more complex in its flavor, and the value, very hard to find. We've had it consistently for a few months, so it may seem less that way, but usually pea berries usually sold out, very hard to find. If you go to the stores, people are selling this for 7 ounces for $56. So this is the highest grade, the rarest coffee that we have. It's the smoothest and the richest and the densest bean, and it's a little bit of a novelty. Let me show you the pea berry here, and then I'm gonna make the mistake of running an 8 ounce bag at a $1 auction, guys. I'm gonna make that mistake again, so don't let me down. But maybe you will. Let me see if I can show you the medium pea berry first. Here we go. This is a 2 ounce bag here, and the medium pea berry is the beans are gonna look not as big as the dark pea berry, but here, I'm gonna start this auction. We'll do this. We'll start the first one in a minute, and if we get it above 30 on this auction, I'll run another auction. Otherwise, I'm just gonna run it for like 37. So if you get it above 30 here, I'll run another one in the auction. If we don't, then I'm gonna just run it at the full price. I'll do a 45-second one here. Here we go. Um, the white here, and here is our pea berry. So this is the pea berry coffee that you guys are bidding on. Take a look. It's very different, right? You don't have any of the flat halves. It's a denser bean. It looks like a football. Mrs. Jenna, send me an email and a picture of the bags, and I'll tell you exactly what they are. And that's what I'm here for. Doesn't sound like any school you went to. Well, I went to public school in New Jersey. 30 years ago. So you grind the coffee, a coarse grind, Dynamix. $15 for 8 ounces of peaberry. All right, Deltron wins again. Or I shouldn't have done that. Not email. Just mail me through whatnot. You went to which public school, Gypsy? So you got a great deal on there, Deltron. I don't think you know the deal you got. But yeah, send me a message on whatnot, and you could, and I'll figure it out for you. Oh, hold on, guys. I'm having trouble here. Springfield, New Jersey. Springfield Central Jersey, right? Yeah, I went to Northern Jersey. I had fun though. I'm not complaining. Union County, Central Jersey. That's Central Jersey to us. Up in Bergen County. All right. Well, you got Deltron. You got a great deal on that P-Bear. I knew I shouldn't have done that. So you got a full 8 ounce bag for $15. People are probably upset that they didn't get that. So here's a if you want a full bag here, this is the regular price that I'm gonna have to run these at. I've been running them for less, but here we go. 8 ounce bag of the dark pea berry here. Umar is upset. Yeah, I'd be upset too. I am upset. I'm a little bit upset, but it's all right. That's what that's what auctions are for. Deltron, were you the one that was yesterday, right? You were getting coffee for your girlfriend, but they're multiple girlfriends. Nice, even better. Not just your girl, it's your girls. Okay. I was wondering, you've been getting a lot of coffee. But yeah, give her that pea berry. She's gonna be impressed. Impressed with you. You tell her this fool gave it to me for $15, and then she's yours. You got it for a 2 ounce sample price. So I don't know. I think we're gonna just have to end the show at this point. When that happens, it kills the whole show. The show's over. We got a medium pea berry. I'm not making that same mistake, guys. Medium pea berry if you want an 8 ounce bag. This is a medium pea berry, which is the peas that I showed you there. She probably will. And we got a giveaway here. That's a 2 ounce bag of the Hawaiian coffee. It might be a light, medium, or a dark, so we're gonna randomly give you a light, medium, and a dark there. But it's gonna be a Hawaiian grade coffee. We got 8 ounces of the pea berry. I'm gonna run some 2 ounce samplers of the dark and the medium pea berry. Um, Here's a 2 ounce sampler of the pea berry. I'll do $1 start here. Maybe also a mistake. We'll see. But these should be around $8 to $10. The dark pea berry is the richest coffee that we have. Also, it takes 100 pounds of our coffee to produce 1 pound of pea berry. It's a different shaped bean. It happens at the tips of the trees where instead of having two berries, one of the berry takes over the entire fruit. So it is relatively rare, which is why people like it. It does have a more complex flavor profile compared to other coffees. It's denser. It's a little bit nuttier. You get a little bit of that nuttiness in the dark roast. You don't get in other dark roasts, and it's smoother. It kind of coats your tongue with this interesting kind of oil flavor to it. And that's gonna be my only $1 starts. If you guys want this pea berry, it's gonna be $8 here. I think you guys who are wanting coffee probably spent it on the white coffee. So here's a 2 ounce pea berry dark here. And this is 100% Kona pea berry. It's gonna be the richest, densest pea berry, just roasted on Friday afternoon. Um, so you can't beat that fresh roast. Most of the coffee you guys are buying in the stores are getting in discount shops, probably 12 months old already. If you see a Best By date on your you see a Best By date on your coffee, you need to back time that by 12 to 18 months to know when it was actually roasted. So we don't put a roast date on ours because everything we sell is usually less than a week old. Like this coffee was roasted on Saturday. Was it Monday now? So it was 2, 3 days, Friday and Saturday. So 2, 3 days old. Very, very fresh coffee. When you get it, we'll probably send it out on Wednesday. I'm catching up on orders from July 3rd through yesterday. So we're going to send that out today and tomorrow. And I also got a batch from the 25th. If you guys are wondering, there were about 11 people that didn't get their coffee from the 25th. So I'm sending that out again. All right, last chance to get a dark pea berry, and then I'll run the medium. So many mosquitoes here. And what do you guys want to talk about today? I'll take a look at that in a sec. There's lots of lizards all over the place. And that one's probably going to try to poop on me. And thanks, Miss Gina. Apologize for the confusion, though. I All right, we got dark pea berry. Next item we have is the medium pea berry. I love Sal though. He made me tough. Before that, I was never had to deal, and in the end, he came around. He said, "I want to make you tough. It's too easy for you, Ed. Too easy for you in school. You need someone to give you a hard time," and it's true. Here's a medium pea berry sampler here, and this one tastes sweet. It's got a kind of a chocolate covered raisin flavor to it. It's gonna be a lot sweeter and a lot smoother than your typical medium roast. A little bit sweeter. I mean, a little bit less sweet, but smoother and more complex. You get a real nuttiness to it, real nutty butteriness to it. So here's a $1 star on this. This is the medium pea berry. You will not get the poos for this coffee. This coffee does not give you the poos. The poos in coffee comes from the mold. It will make you pee, but it doesn't make you poo. Yeah, the poo in coffee makes you is coming from moldiness. It doesn't. None of this coffee's gonna hurt your stomach. It's coming from moldiness and also tannins and unripe coffee. You know, if you ate an unripe banana every single day, what would happen? You'd get the poos. And $3. You won that for three. No more pea berries for you guys, but congratulations on that. I'm gonna start moving. So looks like, and we did the light. So we got some 2 ounce samplers. Did we do the samplers of the Hawaiians yet? Why don't we do a few more 2 ounce samplers? If you just want to try this coffee, try a little bit of each. We do bundle the shipping. The maximum shipping you pay is I think 921. So you better take advantage of that before October. I mean before August, because then the flat rate boxes are going away. And here's a 4 ounce sample of our Hawaiian dark. And this is the toasted caramel coffee. And all of our coffee is guaranteed not to give you acid reflux or indigestion. I'll give you 100% of your money back. And that's because of how we pick the coffee. It's because we don't spray the coffee with any chemical light. That's probably LH, which is light Hawaiian. It's probably a white bag, probably LH, which is light Hawaiian. Might look like an M because I don't know. It's not even me writing it anymore. Everyone, I don't want to complain. My workers are awesome, but we're just trying to figure it out. All right, I'll do this Hawaiian sampler at $1 start. Let's try that. And this is 2 ounces. Will make you 4 8 ounce cups or 4 double shots of espresso. Toasted caramel flavor with a little bit of cacao. So it's very, very sweet, almost a fruity sweet to it, almost like a cherry, like a caramelized cherry or candied cherry. So just a very, very sweet coffee. does really well with a does awesome with a drip coffee. I've been converted to drip coffee. Cheap drip coffee makers make the dark roast really great. It just really brings out the sugar. Whereas the light roast, pour overs, a little bit fancier. You get the fruitiness out of there. You still have the chocolatey flavor. This will be a 2-ounce bag of the light Hawaiian to try if you guys want the light Hawaiian. This coffee will give you maybe 2 or 3 times the buzz of your dark roast. It's like a chocolate covered raisin with a little bit of peanuts. So kind of pretty complex in its flavor. Really sweet and gives you twice the buzz of the dark roast. Um, Very flavorful coffee. And if you're looking for like a more specialty roast, I suggest you go with the light roast because they say when you're drinking single origin specialty coffees, you should drink the lighter roast first because that's where you really get the flavors, quote unquote, the flavors of the region. For us, that's just that peanut butter kind of peanut butter raisin flavor to it. So very, very sweet, fruity coffee, but no bitterness and no sourness of your typical coffee. So let's remove these. That's our light and dark. If you guys want to try the Hawaiian white, the buzz coffee, the energy drink coffee, the natural energy drink, that's also a superfood, and it makes you feel good. It makes your muscles feel good. It makes your body feel good. Makes you think. Maybe that part's not good. Makes you think a little too much. Maybe you're gonna start having fun. Do kind of feel drunk on it, so you gotta be careful. Here's a 2-ounce sampler of that in the Hawaiian grade. It does make you feel drunk. I'll run some cacao nibs next. So coffee's not supposed to make you feel drunk. This will make you feel a little bit drunk. So if you guys are trying to get a little bit high off your coffee, I would try this. If you want just a good coffee, you drink the dark roast. And I'll run another one of these. If we get them to 4, I'll run another one. Otherwise, I got to move on. This coffee does cost me a lot of money, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd give it away. But unfortunately, this is our labor costs are extremely high out here. You can't get someone to come out to work for less than 30 bucks an hour. 25 bucks an hour, actually, maybe you'll get away with. So it's not easy to grow this coffee. It's the labor costs that are really inhibiting the wide scale production. All of our coffee has to be picked by hand. And remember, this coffee doesn't taste like coffee. Like this coffee tastes like a roasted corn tea. So if you don't like the flavor of coffee, this is one to try. But it is like an energy drink. It's 10 times stronger than your typical coffee. So you've probably never gotten a buzz like this coffee. Where is that lizard? What are we looking at here? Oh, there he is. Yep. Those guys eat the moths. They eat the bugs all around. So they're actually our friends, but they do like to poop on our heads, with a lot like our friends, right? And my wife can't handle getting pooped on her head. But that sounded weird. But my wife can't handle when her friends make fun of her, so she actually doesn't have any friends, unfortunately. Me, I get shit on left and right. So I have a lot of friends. I get shit on all the time, but I don't mind. And so people want to be my friend. But my wife, you shit on her once and she goes crazy. And so she doesn't have any friends. It's the secret to having friends is getting don't you don't mind getting shat on. If you don't mind getting shat on, people like you. But if you shit back when they shit on you, no one wants to deal with you. I know it's weird, but it makes sense. Who wants someone's gonna shit back at you when you're having a shitty day? Nobody. They're like, I can't shit on that guy. We gotta move. We gotta go do something. We gotta go find another friend. Friends are there so you can shit on them. And if you expect anything more from your friends, you're gonna get in trouble. Then you're gonna feel betrayed. But if you just know your friends are there to shit on you, and everyone's gonna love you. All right, you want the cacao nibs, right? Let's do some cacao nibs. These nibs should be $8 or more, so I'll run them. But if they don't run above or close to 8, I'm gonna that's the only one I could do. But I do like giving you guys these $1 starts. I do like letting one of you get a bargain. I find that to be fun. Husbands, you're probably right about that too, Donna. So I'm still married. I know if I was like my wife and I used to be like my wife, and that's the only thing that saved our marriages. I decided I need to be the one to get shat on. And now she's happy. She's getting happy again. She's like, "Oh, you're really working hard." I'm like, "Yeah, you're shitting on me every day for the last 4 years." But you know what? Now she's happier and she's shitting on me less. The more she shits, the more you try to stop her from shitting on me, the more she shits on me. But the less exactly, you gotta embrace it. You gotta just that's marriage, right? You're in the muck. You're in the shit. You're living in the sin. There's no, you're living in the sewage. You're in there. You're just in the muck. And the second you decide that you don't want the muck anymore, then that's when it's over. So it's not all roses and flower petals. It's it's piss and shit. Piss and shit and soap scum and but you got to be the one to clean that one up. I'm the one cleaning. I got to do the cleaning. I got to do the dishes. It's me. Let me do another dollar start on this. Thanks for picking that up. Mm, sorry, now I'm rambling. It's because she's mad at me because when she was pregnant, I I mean, I was maybe there for her more than other men, but not enough. It really wasn't enough. I was there physically, but emotionally, I wasn't there. I wasn't happy to be there. And that's so she was like she wasn't happy about that. Even though I served all her needs, I took care of the food, gave her massage, but I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't happy about the shit. So you have to be happy about the shit. Otherwise, I can come back to you. And there's a lot of other guys. I think we've been tricked. Men have been tricked. We think we're supposed to be sensitive and emotional, and we're supposed to be equal and talk things out wrong. Sorry, that's what I learned. I could be wrong. I could also wrong. I bought into that, and it got me into trouble. So now I just take all the shit. Yeah, just stick it in there. Hit me. And now it's getting better. I'm a real man now. Never right. I was just a boy, and now I'm becoming a real man. I do. It's all worth it. It is all worth it. It is really worth it. But then but then exactly. Don't be sensitive. You got to be sensitive the right way, and I was doing it the wrong way. She's like, "You should express your emotions." And then when I try to do it, I did it in the wrong way. Like, you're doing it the wrong way. Well, let me just keep it to myself because I don't know how to do it the right way. Exactly. Not that one. Not in that way. So now I'm just doing it like I was when I grew up, which is just I'm stoic, and that's how it's supposed to be. And now things are good again, you know. But when I was trying to do it I was trying to be sensitive, I was trying to be heard and express my pain, and I was doing it in the wrong way. I think maybe this is the white coffee talking, guys. Sorry to subject you guys to this. Doing it in the wrong way. I was expressing my emotions in the wrong way. I just can't naturally. It's just wrong. But at least she acknowledges, like, it's not just you. It seems to be all men. And I'm like, damn right, it's all men. Not all men, but most. Anyway. All right, let's do more of these $1 starts in the cacao nibs. These nibs are raw raw chocolate. So it's the chocolate bean that's been kind of smashed up into bits. They look like this, right? And you can just eat these right out of the bag. Wow. Okay, that was the last one. So nibs, if you want them, I'm gonna run them at 8 now. Got to do them at the full price because we fell under. I talked too much, expressed it in the wrong way, and you guys, I should have focused on what's important, which is bringing in the dollars. I screwed up. All right, let me just take a breath here. I gotta. I shared too much again. I shared too much. You guys didn't want to hear that. I knew it. Now let's talk about the cacao tea. Cacao tea is something I really like. It's something, if I did a ground coffee, I would do a ground coffee with cacao tea because then it would be your chocolate mocha. I don't even have it listed here. But you grind the cacao tea in with your coffee. You can do it on a pour over, and unlike most cacao, it's water soluble. The cacao is the cocoa flavor is water soluble. So if you want to get the chocolate flavor into your water, the best way to do it is cacao tea. It's just got this concentration of chocolate, maybe essential oils or whatever it is that gives it the flavor. And so it's just so strong. The chocolate is just so strongly flavored. And again, these are also should be around 8. I'll run them at $1 start and let you guys bid on it. But if we get well below 8, then that's all I got to do. Gymnastic classes are good. Um, what have been doing lately? I've been taking my daughter to the library and reading 2 or 3 books. I mean, all my daughter wants to do these days is go to Ross stores. She loves Ross stores. So we like go there every single day. But now it's like before going there, I take her to the library and we sit there and we read 2 books. And then she's like, okay, now let's go to Ross stores. Let's go to Ross stores. She loves Ross stores. Every day we go there. She gets one thing every day. So she's gonna be spoiled. She's got 3 pairs of shoes, 4 pairs of shoes actually now. But we hit the library before shopping, right after she's going to get daycare now, so like preschool, so and she's getting into preschool, so we're getting her ready for that. But she loves Ross stores. That's just she lives for Ross stores. I'm like, do you want to go to Target? No, I want to go to Ross stores. All right, that's the cacao tea, guys. So if you guys want this, I'll run a few of these at 7. They should be 8, but I'm just gonna do a few of these at 7. And this is just the best way to get chocolate into your coffee or your green tea, and it's very calming. So if you drank too much white coffee, I think this is the antidote. Sandin, you're here. You're like the anchor for us. You're here. You want me to try to do a dark? I'm gonna get. I can do that. Yeah, the OG is really good, right? You tried some. Is it extra extra dark? All right, let me try doing a dark next time. Yeah, I think the smaller beans they do roast a little bit differently, right? So the smaller beans, when you put it to that same temperature, it does roast a little bit darker. So I will. I'm trying to get more. I got more of the OG extra extra dark coming. I'll roast some of that dark as well. OG is really nice, especially in these economic times. You know, it's not considered a specialty coffee, so and I can sell it for around what you guys are getting your normal Starbucks coffee for, but I think it is way way high, still a very far higher quality than your standard commercial coffees. But I do have to be careful from batch to batch because there's going to be a lot of variation in quality. So that's the only thing. So hopefully I'll be your quality control on that. But and I'll probably do some of those in like 5-pound bags because that's just coffee you can grind up and serve. Roster, she is saving us money. Yeah, every day she saves us some money. Every day we save $7 at Ross stores. I love Ross stores though. You get some good stuff there. It's perfect for someone like me because I don't have, I'm always needing something, like I need socks or I need a new shirt, but I don't buy it and I don't really want it. But then when I go to Ross stores, they have such a random variety that I'm like, oh, I want that. I need to get some socks. I need to get a tea kettle. I found some mango ginger tea there. I got that. So Ross stores. If you don't, if you, yeah, I love Ross stores. And I decided, if she wants to go to Ross stores, I'm just gonna take her because I don't want to have her being like, no, I don't want to be like, no, we can't go shopping today. And now that was the thing that she just loves. She just loves it. And why am I gonna stop something that she loves? I want her to have happy, loving memories when she was little. So I'm just gonna spoil her. I hope let her mom discipline her, just like, and her mom is very good at that. So that's another nice part about my wife being so strict with me. She's also pretty strict with our daughter. So me and my daughter are like, okay, we got to do this, otherwise mommy's gonna get mad at us. We're in the same boat. Next item I got here, we got a bag of our extra fancy white. This is the high grade of the white coffee. Library then Ross. Yep, 2, 3 books at the library. That's new, but we've been doing that now, and because I haven't been reading enough to her. So we go to the library and then we go to Ross stores and then we go home and have dinner with mommy. Extra fancy white. Here's the extra fancy white here. And this one's gonna give you a really nice buzz. Although I definitely notice that when I drink the white coffee, I will complain more. I think it just, it's when I don't have white coffee, I'm pretty much brain dead, and it's not a joke. And I like it that way. That's why I like weed. Someone mentioned on this feed, weed makes you have the same brain waves as a dead person, and some potheads got mad. And I was like, well, that's why I like being high. I want to be brain dead because when I'm not brain dead, I complain. I think about how unfair things are, and I start complaining. We do completely different priorities, definitely. I think some guys don't change the priority, and that's where we get into trouble. I know me. It took me a while to convert to switch over, and so definitely because my wife and I were without children for so long, 24 years without children. We had a 24-year honeymoon, and then we had children, and it took me a long time to come around. You're stubborn. Yep. I think all guys are, right? And you just got to hear it from another guy like I'm 43 and I got some pain. It hurts. But it's a different kind of pain, right? It's not the same kind of pain. This will make that better. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but this will make it a lot better. I'm thinking of selling these to like massage clinics and like pain institutes because I think it would help a lot. Anyway, this is the color of the white coffee here. This will give you a strong buzz, strong body buzz. Not going to cure any diseases, but it will make life easier. I am in Hawaii, on the big island of Hawaii. This is where all of our coffee is grown in Hawaii. This is a single origin Kona coffee here. One thing with the white coffee, you want to store it in a very dry place. It's very good at absorbing moisture out of the atmosphere. So I think my screen was the one that froze actually. Sorry about that. Or maybe the whole app froze. So the white coffee is just the strongest one by far, but it doesn't taste like coffee, but it's a natural energy drink. I got a phone call coming in. Looks like all the spammers are making phone calls right now. All right, that's my white coffee there. Let's see what we got next. I'm frozen. I'm in Hawaii. It's far away on the other side. All right, let's see if we can get back on here. I gotta buy a better phone. I'm frozen. I gotta reset, guys. I'll be right back. Pile there. That's everything from the bathroom that we had to. Who is that guy? I just thought it was funny. So you got your extra dark sanded, and it was good, right? I drank it. It was good. It was actually really good. It was definitely dark, right? It tasted almost like a freshly baked pretzel. Um, who is that guy? That was just a guy on AI. I have this program AI that's putting together videos for me, and I'll put some of the videos on here, some of the ads that the AI puts together for me. It's actually okay, and I started Instagram, so I'm doing all these different things. And Anzu loves designing some packaging. I saw that. Are you reselling the coffee? Anzu was nice. Yeah, sometimes if you guys get deals on here, like larger poundage, you can just resell it to people and make some money off of it. I'm pretty good. I'm doing okay. I was sick yesterday, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit hazy in the head, but I'm also feeling good. Keep the white. All right, what are we doing next here? How are you, Kitty? Have you been drinking the coffee or just relaxing? Okay, so what are we doing next? I think I've gone through all my items, so maybe I will just tell you guys about the coffee again. I mean, if you let's do some turmeric. I got some turmeric as well. So if you guys want some turmeric, I'll do some mac nuts, and then maybe that'll be it. And then we'll just talk a little bit about conspiracies, and then I'll head off. Here's some turmeric. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, guys. You want to hear about a conspiracy? Did you guys see how Donald Trump copied me on his speech and he started yelling about communism? So now I got to start talking about the good things of communism, right? Because Donald Trump copied me. There's this conspiracy against Ed in the government. I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's a big conspiracy against me, and they just copy me. I'm like the government influencer. So I start talking about communism, and now they're against communism. So and but they copied me. They did. They copied me. Those bastards. They were like, "Oh, this communism thing seems to be selling a lot of coffee. Let's try it on our politics." It's different when it's not me doing it. They're listening to me, right? You guys are saying they're all exactly. They're trying to help. That's all they're trying to do. They've always been against communism, but not like me, because they cut the deal with TikTok. The problem with TikTok is now it's Americans telling communists how to enforce the laws on Americans. So we're fucked. There's no, because they're efficient. The communists, they're efficient. But the reason why socialists are so mad all the time is like they're married. They have like all of them are married to each other. So they have like, you know, it's like imagine, you know how miserable I am with one wife. Now imagine you have 50 wives and 50 husbands and you can't get a divorce. That's socialism. So they're fucked. And now they're never forgiving each other and they're all making fun of each other for the sins that they committed 20 years ago. And so they're just pissed. They're pissed off all the time. It's like you see how pissed off I am, how pissed off you guys are, but multiply that by 20. And so you're going to be going out there looking for exactly. Now you're going out there. It sounds like a good idea, Mac, but it's a really bad idea. Two is enough. You already have two. Wait, what? But two isn't. I wouldn't mind two wives, but two is enough. You mean one is enough, right? Sounds like a good idea, but it's a really bad idea. I I don't want to get into that, but you guys will think bad things. It's a terrible idea. Terrible idea. You're always happy. I'm pretty happy. I'm actually a pretty happy person. Only when I start thinking too much, then I get unhappy. It's better not to have too many thoughts, I think. When you start thinking about things and you start trying to think about how things are unfair in this way and you forget about how things are fair in another way and you just become unhappy. So I think I was starting to get a little bit unhappy drinking the white coffee though. Definitely I started thinking a little bit too much. And so I cut down on my white coffee and I'm feeling there. See, I told you, Mac. We're the same. Terrible, terrible idea. Terrible idea. One is more than enough. Mac, we don't need to trade notes, but it's a bad idea. It sounds good, and it's even worse for the guy. Right now you're the one cleaning up the shit off the ground of two people. I can tell you a story, a funny story, but I don't know how you feel. Funny story. No, we'll save that for another platform. Just terrible idea. The gecko's gone. But you got to try it, right, Mac? If you didn't try it, you're never gonna know how bad it is. Let me go wash my hands. That's what this show is like for me. I'm just washing my hands. Once you wash your hands, they can't get you. Mac the knife. You are not alone, Mac the knife. And I'm sure you're still never going to hear the end of it. For the rest of your life, you're never going to hear the end of it. Wasn't even your idea, was it? Might have been. Anyway. All right, guys. We're wrapping this show up. Last giveaway here. It's the worst thing that can happen to a man. It sounds like the best thing. What's the worst thing? All right, what is next? And if you don't believe me, you're gonna have to try it for yourself, and then you'll see. Let's do some dark. Let's do a bag of the 12-ounce bag of the Hawaiian dark if you guys want the best value. Right, this is our Hawaiian dark roast is right here. So now I just focus on my daughter. Hopefully, you didn't have kids on top of that. Never again. Your girl. Never again. Never. Me too. But you're always gonna try it one more time, Mac. You say never again, you're gonna try it one more time. And then after that, you don't even have to say never again. There's always gonna be one more time. Right. That's how it's meant to be. All right. 100, let's do a $1 start. Never again means one more time. Let's do this $1 start one more time. And then we'll say never, and then we don't even need to say never again. This is a 12-ounce bag. Dark roast tastes like a toasted caramel. Best value. I mean, this coffee's coming off the same trees that are extra fancy. It's the same flavor profile. It's just slightly less dense beans. You're gonna have a dark chocolate caramel, toasted caramel flavor. Um, won't give you any acid reflux or indigestion because of how ripe the coffee is when we pick it. We only pick the coffee when it's overripe. I suspect you have all these other guys in this room who are silent. They don't want to say anything, but they know what we're talking about too. I'm sure it's a common thing, more common than we think. Everyone's silent. Everyone wants to hear more, Mac. You got to tell us more. I'll facilitate the interview. 12-ounce bag, make you 24 to 46, 48. Oh, we're live on Facebook too. We're live all over the place. Everyone's quiet. Everyone's ready to hear Mac's wisdom. We need to hear more. People are in various stages of Islam, so we got to hear more from Mac the Knife. It's truly you're in submission. You were in Islam. You're under Islam, Mac the Knife. You're in full submission. 12-ounce bag of our dark, just roasted on Saturday. And no coffee fresher than this. Was it worse in prison or was it worse in prison? Ed's coffee has changed your life. There you go. All right, that was my last bag of the dark Hawaiian. Are you sure it was Ed's coffee or the conversation we have on Rooster Farms? At least you know you're not alone, right? That's all any of us want. We just want to know we're not alone. This is a light Hawaiian here. This one is roasted to 400 degrees. This one will give you twice the buzz of the dark. I'll just run this on a flash cell. And this was also just roasted on Saturday. So if you guys want to grab this one tastes like a chocolate, like a raisinette slash Reese's Pieces, but it's also got kind of like a tea flavor to the not flavor, but a tea feeling. It basically makes your mouth feel really, really fresh. Doesn't feel like coffee. Twice the buzz, healthier, really makes you feel healthy, almost like you ate a bowl of spinach. And this is my last giveaway for the day here. So enter that. Don't miss it. And that'll be 2 ounces of one of our Hawaiian coffees. It's like spinach. Yeah, it also makes your muscle. So they've done studies on trigonylene, and it makes your grip strength increase significantly. So if you guys work out, you're gonna be. It's almost like taking creatine in a way, and and you really feel it. But when you stop taking it, you definitely feel weak. So another thing you're gonna get hooked on. GGG. GGG. Took me a long time to figure that out, Trim. I spent years thinking about that. All right, we got 17 of these left. You guys have any last requests? Last request. Just got off. Well, yeah, I'm trying to go on a little bit later. I feel like the morning crowd I've kind of sounds like a good combo. You get relaxed and the buzz. And yeah, I'm trying to go on later because I think the morning crowd has spent they've all bought too much coffee. So I gotta hit the evening crowd a little bit more. Your THC is good. THC mixed with this is probably a good move. I appreciate that, Jay. We don't do the flight because I'm trying to keep all the coffee less than a week old. And so, you know, I've been thinking about doing that, but it's a little bit just like logistically difficult because sometimes I'll have, a dark, like right now I don't have the medium Hawaiian, I only have the light and the dark fresh, and you're trying it. It's strong. It's strong. Some people aren't gonna like it. Like when I talked it up even more, where I was saying it was like when I was telling people it was like a painkiller, I shouldn't have done that because then the painkiller crowd they were buying it, and then some of them got really mad at me. I think but yeah, nuptials. I would start with a dark roast though, and then move on to the lighter ones. Depends on what kind of coffee you typically drink. If you don't like the taste of coffee, I would suggest you start with even if you really don't like the picture, like if you that was just an AI. So if you don't like the flavor of coffee, you can do the light or the white because that tastes fruity, almost like a tea, very different than coffees. But if you want just a really flavorful coffee that won't give you acid reflux or indigestion, then I would start with the darker roast, maybe a dark Hawaiian. I always suggest people start with the Hawaiian, then you don't get hooked on the most expensive coffee. It's still way better than the coffee you guys buy in the store, but if you're not really price sensitive, then you get the dark pea berry or the medium pea berry because that's the rarest of them all. And that's an AI, Renee. That's just I've been playing around with an AI program, so they've been making videos. That's Jake. How's that you? That's me on the inside. That's me on the inside. Yeah. Now you guys see. I wanted to show you guys the real me, and that's him. That's the real me. One thing I didn't run yet today was the light pea berry. So this one is almost has a little bit honey finish, very fruity, um, a little bit nutty, and kind of honey, but smooth. It's the smoothest coffee. Almost kind of coats your tongue with a layer of seemingly like the coffee oil, something like that. So it's very almost like buttery. So why don't we try one of these? And this is the pea berry light. Nice. I would start. Gave me the thumbs up. I always get weird when people give me the thumbs up. I would definitely start with the dark, maybe even the dark pea berry, or but I was thinking of putting together a sample pack. Logistically, I'm just having trouble getting that together. I have a lot of trouble changing things and adding things. So I'll say I want to do something. It takes me like 3 months to do it. Mac the knife, you got a great deal there. You like blending it, J Cal? What do you typically blend? Do you do like the white with some other stuff, or do you do, dark and the light? And it makes it even harder that the labeling is so messed up, right? So I apologize for that. I haven't figured out a way around that yet. I might just get pre-printed bags with very messed up. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. I just got to get my head together. My wife finally found a long-term apartment in town where we have walls. So we're like settling in. So I have more presence to be able to do stuff again because she was just running all over the town every day. I was like helping her move from like Airbnb to Air. She just refuses to live at the farm now. And so I'm just constantly, so now she's finally settling down. So I feel like I have a little bit more time. Stickers are almost as bad or worse for us than the writing because the my Packers, you know, yeah. So stickers might be even worse. That's a great way to store it. Scoletha, vacuum sealings, and then freezing it. You can't vacuum seal our bags because they have valves. So you need to get another plastic wrap around it if you want to vacuum seal it. And our coffee will be degassing still. At least this batch will still be degassing, likely still be degassing when it arrives. So even if you vacuum seal it, you may find that it doesn't seal because it's releasing gas. So there are issues with that, but as long as you freeze it in its own like glass jar, as long as that jar isn't exposed to other s- s- f- smells in the freezer, right? A lot of times you're gonna freeze chicken or pork or whatever you freeze beef, just things that are smelly. The coffee will end up coming out smelling a little bit like that, and that's what you don't want. Let's do one more of these guys. One more light pea berry. Hopefully, it's not going to go for $3, but if it does, it does. Here's a 2 ounce sampler, and the pea berry is the rarest of all our coffees. It's also going to be the strongest. The pea berry will have a little bit of peanuts, but yeah, the white grind is really peanutty, almost like a toasted corn. So kind of interesting like that. And the light pea berry is very strong in terms of the buzz that it gives you. Stronger than the light Hawaiian, closer to a white coffee, but a little bit more flavorful. So pea berry is kind of interesting. I know Umar was telling me I should do a white pea berry, which could be interesting. Medium is more like a coffee that you guys are probably used to drinking, but still fruity and still but rich, right? The lighter roasts end up being very mild in terms of how it tastes. More, it even tastes kind of green, more like a tea. I like that. I was never really a coffee drinker. I was more of a tea drinker. The dark chocolate, we don't have any of that right now. And if you guys ordered the Mac nuts, the chocolate covered Mac nuts, I actually sold too many of them. So and then now the Manoa chocolate's sold out of them. So either I'm gonna refund you or I'm gonna have to ask you to wait. It's up to you. But yeah, if you guys ordered the chocolate covered Mac nuts, actually sold more than I had. Is drink the coffee, guys. Don't buy too much. I appreciate you guys supporting us, but it's better to buy the coffee as you need it. And Desert Dancing, I'm sending you out. I think it was a 3 pounds or 3 pounds of extra fancy or something like that. So I got that. I got that 6 ounce. Oh, I gotta look at that. I thought it was a six. That's right. It's only a 6 ounce extra fancy dark is the giveaway. All right, that's our pea berry. Here's a chance to get your extra fancy white. If you want to try a 2 ounce bag of the extra fancy white, here's a here's a 2 ounce sampler. The extra fancy white is the highest grade of our coffee roasted to the white, which is still raw. It's 50 degrees lighter than the light, 100 degrees lighter than the dark. So it has all of all the polyphenols. It's almost like eating a raw, like eating a green, not eating, but eating vegetables. It makes you feel like you had vegetables, but extremely strong. I already sent that out or I you should have gotten a tracking for that. I don't know if it got sent out yet, but it's should have gotten sent out actually. So I'll double check that for you, but we did get that out. Got that out like I think Friday is what I remember, but I could be wrong. But I definitely remember printing it. All right. We're a little bit low on the prices now, so I'm just gonna I think that's maybe I'll run a turmeric. You guys want some turmeric? I'm also running out of steam. I've been on all day, so it's time for me to pick up my daughter. So here's a pound of our fresh turmeric. We do grow a lot of turmeric. I actually grow the turmeric for the flowers. You gotta drink more coffee. Buy less, drink more. I hate to say it, but buy less, drink more. I appreciate that, best. I mean, J Cal. Yeah, I'm actually growing the turmeric for the flowers, so we're almost flowering. They're late this year. Usually they flower in May, but it's already and your wives. Oh, wives. I thought that was plural. I'm sorry, Mac the knife. You got my head in the wrong place. It's a bad idea though. Sounds like a great idea. I appreciate that, Mac. And you got some turmeric for $1. Bad idea, but I think it's an idea that all of us have. And you don't it's a bad idea though. I think all of us have that idea and some of us pursue it and we find out it's that why it's a terrible idea as Mac has been telling us. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm just telling you what Mac is saying. Terrible idea. Fun at first. Yep. You kind of feel left out too, right? Because now it's just a girls' party and you're just kind of like, and then it's a disaster. Yeah. Sounds like, they've written books about it, Mac. There are books about it, multiple books. They all say the same thing. Literally, it's like a formula. You can't escape it. And it sounds like how long has it been, Mac? Because your wife's gonna ask her to come back. That was her best friend. She's never been that happy in her life. You're gonna get kicked out next. You're gonna be the one getting kicked. That was your third. Yeah. There you go. You're gonna be the one getting kicked out next. She kicked out the wrong person. You've already been kicked out. In another world, it would be okay. But it's a famine here, guys. It's a famine. Okay, Mac. Well, you got some different problems. Was she a federal Was she a federal informant before or after? Was it like did she start out as an informant? Do you know after? So she just turned on you. That's why I don't include my wife in anything cuz she got scared. Yeah, she couldn't handle it. That's why you never do business with your wife, Mac. And I learned that. You don't I just don't she's I don't include her. She doesn't even live on the farm anymore. You don't want to include her in anything. You're a good man. You understand how it is. You shouldn't include her in the first place. That was your fault. It's your fault. It wasn't her fault. It was your fault. It's always our fault. Exactly. It's your fault. You wanted it to be a happy partnership, but well, I feel for you, man. I hope the knife show works out and you have a easier life going forward. But you're on five. I always say though, you might just be insane, Mac, because if you try the same thing over and over and you expect a different outcome, that's a sign of insanity. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Let's give you guys a raid. All right. So again, if you guys are having the same problems as me, I would suggest you put all your money in gold because if it's in the bank account, it's gonna get spent. So you better just